Tom Selleck, often mistakenly written as Tom Selleck, was born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan, into a hard-working, modest family. His early life was far removed from the glamour of Hollywood. Raised in Southern California after his family relocated, he grew up with simple ambitions, most of which revolved around sports rather than acting. Basketball, in particular, captured his attention, and he pursued it seriously enough to earn a scholarship to the University of Southern California. At that stage, his future seemed firmly rooted in athletics or business, not entertainment. Yet life has a way of nudging people toward unexpected directions. A drama coach at USC noticed something in him, perhaps his natural presence or quiet confidence, and encouraged him to explore acting. What began as a curiosity slowly turned into a calling. Commercial appearances, including notable advertisements in the 1960s, gave him early exposure. Those small steps didn't guarantee success, but they planted a seed. Over time, that seed grew into a career defined not by overnight fame, but by persistence, patience, and an evolving sense of purpose. Struggles, small roles, and a guiding influence. Before fame arrived, Tom Selleck spent years navigating the uncertain terrain of Hollywood. He appeared in small television roles, game shows, and guest spots that offered experience but little recognition. Shows like The Rockford Files gave him valuable exposure, even if his roles were brief. These early years were marked by rejection as much as opportunity, forcing him to develop resilience. During this period, one relationship would quietly shape his journey: his connection with James Garner. Garner, already an established star, became more than a colleague. He became a mentor figure. While Selleck was still finding his footing, Garner represented everything he admired: authenticity, professionalism, and a grounded approach to fame. Their connection wasn't built overnight, but it grew steadily through shared work and mutual respect. For Selleck, this mentorship offered something no acting class could provide: a real example of how to survive and thrive in an industry that often rewards ego over integrity. Those early struggles, combined with Garner's influence, laid the foundation for the kind of career and character Selleck would eventually embody. The breakthrough that changed everything. Everything shifted in 1980 when Tom Selleck landed the role of Thomas Magnum in Magnum P.I. It wasn't just another job, it was the moment that transformed him into a household name. With his signature mustache, relaxed charisma, and unmistakable screen presence, he redefined what a television leading man could be. Magnum wasn't overly polished or distant. He felt human, approachable, and real. Audiences connected with that authenticity. The show's success brought awards, including an Emmy and a Golden Globe, but more importantly, it gave Selleck a platform to showcase depth beyond the typical action hero. He balanced humor with seriousness, charm with vulnerability. The role became iconic, not just because of the writing, but because of the way he inhabited it. For many viewers, Magnum wasn't just a character, it was a personality they trusted. This breakthrough didn't erase the years of struggle, but it validated them. It proved that persistence, combined with the right opportunity, could create something lasting and meaningful. Expanding horizons beyond television. While Tom Selleck became synonymous with television success, he didn't limit himself to one medium. He transitioned into film with notable projects like 3 Men and a Baby, which revealed his comedic timing and broadened his appeal. The film's massive success showed audiences a different side of him, one that could balance humor with warmth. He also embraced westerns, including Quigley Down Under, a genre that suited his rugged persona and natural presence. These roles allowed him to explore different facets of storytelling while maintaining the authenticity that defined his work. Unlike many actors who chase trends, Selleck seemed to choose roles that aligned with his instincts. This approach gave his career longevity. He wasn't trying to reinvent himself dramatically. Instead, he evolved gradually, staying true to who he was. That consistency became one of his greatest strengths, allowing audiences to grow with him rather than lose connection over time. reinvention, and enduring relevance. Decades into his career, Tom Selleck found renewed success with Blue Bloods, where he portrayed Frank Reagan, a family-oriented police commissioner. This role reflected his maturity, both as an actor and as a person. It wasn't about flashy performances or constant action. It was about presence, authority, and emotional depth. Viewers saw a different kind of strength, one rooted in wisdom and restraint. The show resonated because it emphasized family, duty, and moral complexity, themes that aligned with Selleck's own values. His performance brought credibility and warmth, reinforcing his status as a dependable and respected figure in television. Rather than fading into nostalgia, he remained relevant by adapting naturally to his stage in life. This ability to evolve without losing authenticity is rare in Hollywood, where reinvention often feels forced. For Selleck, it seemed effortless, a continuation rather than a transformation. A life grounded in family and simplicity. Away from the spotlight, Tom Selleck built a life centered on family and stability. His marriage to Jilly Mack and their daughter Hannah became the emotional anchor of his world. Living on a ranch in California, he embraced a lifestyle far removed from Hollywood's fast pace. The physical work of maintaining the land wasn't just practical, it was grounding. It gave him a sense of purpose beyond acting. He often spoke about the satisfaction of working outdoors, preferring it to the artificial routines of gyms or industry obligations. This choice reflected a deeper philosophy. Success wasn't just about career achievements, but about creating a meaningful personal life. His daughter pursued equestrian sports, carving her own path outside of entertainment, a decision he supported with pride. In many ways, his personal life mirrored the lessons he had absorbed over the years, especially those influenced by James Garner, about prioritizing what truly matters. The quiet influence of James Garner. For Tom Selleck, the impact of James Garner went far beyond professional guidance. Garner embodied a rare kind of authenticity that left a lasting impression. He treated everyone with respect, regardless of their role on set, and carried himself without pretension. That humility stood out in an industry often driven by ego. Selleck has often reflected on how Garner's behavior shaped his own approach, not just to acting, but to life. Watching Garner balance a successful career with a stable family life showed him that it was possible to have both. It wasn't about chasing every opportunity, but about choosing wisely. Garner's influence was subtle but profound, teaching lessons through example rather than instruction. Over time, those lessons became part of Selleck's identity, guiding decisions both on and off screen. Lessons that lasted a lifetime. The advice Tom Selleck received from James Garner stayed with him throughout his career. Garner warned about the dangers of fame, how it could distort priorities and erode character if not handled carefully. He encouraged staying grounded, valuing integrity over recognition. These weren't abstract ideas, they were practical truths that Selleck applied in real time. When faced with career choices, he often leaned toward balance rather than excess. Stepping back from constant work to focus on family wasn't a retreat. It was a conscious decision shaped by those early lessons. Even decades later, he continues to credit Garner for helping him navigate the complexities of Hollywood without losing himself. It's a testament to how mentorship, when genuine, can influence not just a career, but an entire way of living, reflection, gratitude, and an enduring legacy. Now in the later stages of his life, Tom Selleck speaks about James Garner with a sense of deep gratitude. His reflections aren't dramatic or sensational. They're thoughtful, measured, and sincere. He acknowledges that much of who he became, both professionally and personally, was shaped by Garner's example. It's not about imitation, but about inspiration. Looking back, he sees a career built not just on roles and recognition, but on values, respect, humility, and authenticity. These are the qualities that have given his legacy staying power. In sharing his perspective now, he offers something meaningful, a reminder that success isn't defined solely by fame, but by the kind of person you become along the way. And in that sense, his story feels less like a conclusion and more like a continuation, one shaped by lessons that never truly fade.